Good morning, good evening, good afternoon to all of you Spurs fans out there and non Spurs fans, whoever's tuning in. I don't know. I think it's possible there'll be more people coming to banter Spurs than there would be Spurs fans. Um, but it's a lovely day, and there's a lot to life. There's some football, there's other things, and speaking about there being a lot to life, with me we have the youngest looking old man on YouTube, Chang. Chang, what do you want to talk about today? You want to do your anti-aging skincare routine? Uh, Anything but football, huh?
Let me put this. Okay, let me just try to start this Sunday. For those of you in the UK or in Europe or even in the Americas, that regardless of whatever happens outside of your personal life, whether it's your work, your career, uh, your relationships outside of your family, I think the one thing that I have to impress on every single one of you who's tuning in right now is that there is absolutely nothing more important and critical in your life than family. If we have family members whom you have not seen for a good long while, but you feel partial to them, even if they are long distance, long lost relatives or people that you've not been in contact with for a good long while, reach out to them. You don't even have to say much. Just call them, ask them how they're doing, if they'll ever be around again in your neck of the woods, or if they are available for you to maybe head on over to where they are and pay them a customary visit. Nothing is more important in life than family, and that is the one thing that I need to start this show off. But other than that, yeah, football, sports, or any sort of entertainment, it's not the be all and end all. There is a very good reason why it's called sports. It's because it's meant to be competitive. It's meant to bring out the best in us human beings when it comes to trying to compete and be competitive with each other, whether it's something you feel strongly about or you feel strongly against. Each of us have our own opinions, but I have to impress on all the viewers here, either you're watching live or on playback, please be respectful to either the host, your panel, the people in the chat, or even people who partake in whatever sports or whatever form of entertainment you feel partial to. And yeah, I would very much like to thank our gracious host, Jose Garcia, for allowing both me and the ever beautiful and lovely Miss Ash back here on Tel Cockerel on this early Sunday morning broadcast. Without further ado, back to you, Miss Ash, and let's get this show on the road.
Yep. All of that, all of what Chang said, family, and the subtext I was hearing is spend your weekends doing other things. Go visit your family that lives really, really far away. Um, but um, but yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. There have been larger storms to weather, literal storms if you're in England. So I just want everyone to be safe and be happy, whatever you're doing. Let's say hi to the chat. Shemtan's here saying good morning, beautiful lady Ash, and the youngest looking old man, birthday boy, Mr. Chang. Happy birthday, Chang, from me as well. Hopefully you're both well, and Mr. Chang is still enjoying his birthday weekend, becoming very numb to Spurs now. Yeah, Shemtan, you and me both. We will talk about it. We don't shy away from these things. Spurs GCTV saying good morning, Ash and Chang. Hope both of you are well. Let's all try to remain positive today. Anything can happen in football. Come on, you
Well said,
Spurs.
Mr. Graham. Absolutely well said, Mr. Graham. Much love and respect to you, sir.
Yes, absolutely. And then Jose is saying, Happy birthday, Chang. Uh, and then also he's saying, Good morning, all of you. If you take part in predictions, check out community page for announcement with regards to Storm. I cannot pronounce this, but I think it's Dara. Uh, but That's what I'm assuming it is. It's the storm that cancelled the Liverpool Everton game. So it's I hope everyone is safe in England. And then smash a like for the stream and show your appreciation for the hosts and show. Yeah, absolutely. Do that. And then Finn's here saying, "Big up, guys. Levy out." Yeah, I'm with you, Finn. I am
Totally with
one.
you there, Mr. Recruit. Absolutely, totally there with you.
Yeah. And then Chris is saying, "Good morning, Ash and Chang." Chang, you want to read out the second half of that?
Okay. This is why Mr. Chris Agamba is by far the best Agamba that there is there out there in the world. Maybe the Miss Holly Agamba can give him a good run for his money, but for me here, Chris Agamba is the best Agamba in the world because that phrase right there, that Selamat Hari Jadi, that is actually Malay for happy birthday here in Malaysia. So thank you very, very much, Mr. Agamba, sir.
Yeah. Salamat Hari Jari to Chang, everyone. And Spurs GCTV has said, "Smash the like, folks." And he's been a member for 5 months. Well done
Big
to
up
you,
to you, Graham. 5 months. Looking forward to your 6 months, sir.
membership chat. Yeah, absolutely. And then Daniel saying rinse and repeat. Yeah, when I came up, when I put that as the title, I was just like, oh my God, here we go again. And then I just saying, morning, Ash, Chang in chat, just popping my head in to say hi, have a great day, much love to you, Nine.
Much love to you as well, Mr. Watson, sir. Much love to you. Have a fantastic Sunday ahead, regardless of the result. Tottenham till we die.
Yeah, everyone's talking about predictions league. So, ah, today is the Chelsea game, and before we begin speaking about the Chelsea game, I thought that I would do a little bit of story time with all of you because, well, what else can we do on the show? I feel like everyone has talked down to death about Levy, about Ange, about the players. I think it's morning, Pochi. How you doing? Um, so I feel like it's all been done to death. Like I know as Spurs fans, we've all been all over social media, and everywhere we go, it's the same thing. It's like Ange out, or somebody's like Ange in. Everyone's calcified into their little silos and decided that that's how they're going to do this. And like I just all I wanted to say is that when I was is that I don't care who the manager of this club is. Personally, it's never mattered to me. I like Ange, don't get me wrong. I like when he came in, I like the way he talks. I love his demeanor, and I love the bravery with which and the belief with which he plays, or like gets us to play. And when it works, it's beautiful, right? Like all of the wonderful results that we've had, the 3-0 against United, the 4-0 against City, the uh, what was it again, 4-1 against Aston Villa, I forget. You know uh, then like last season as well, those first 10 games, it just, to me, it was definitely thrilling. And I do not personally care who the manager is, because I believe that no matter who the manager is, this club will find a way to mess it up, because Daniel Levy will not allow any manager to succeed at this club. Now we've, and like people seem to start counting from Poch, and I feel like that's the wrong approach, because if you were to count from the time Daniel Levy became our chairman, I feel like it's just been manager in and manager out, and it's just, it gets to a point where it's just not untenable. But it's just not tenable, sorry. But like the thing is, that day during the game, we were not able to do the basics right. We were not able to pass through a midfield. We were not able to reach the final third. We should have been 4-0 down. Now, as much as I have my problems with Daniel Levy, and I want Levy to get out of my club. I will say that with the players we had on the pitch, Ange could have done better. And so there is responsibility to be shared all around. I'm just going to read out a few comments and then Chang, I'll get you to respond to that. I mean, saying get Ange out, hire Redknapp till the end of the season. He'll get the best out of the squad. The owner isn't going anywhere. The manager needs to be creative with what's given to them. Sean saying big up. Hey Sean, how you doing? Then I mean, saying I was at the Bournemouth game and couldn't get a train back to London. I want Ant Postecoglou fired from the club. Yeah, I feel you. I feel you. I mean, Kate saying morning, Ash and Chang. Um, morning to you, Kate. Um, I can't defend Ange anymore. I feel like you were not in the Ange bus to begin with, Daniel, but I respect it. Um, and then Brian saying, good morning, everyone in the chat and the family on screen. I hope you're all well and have a great day. Love you all. Chang, I love you right back, Brian. Um, and you know, like as the person who's been Levy out, the most consistent Levy out in our outer in our community, we do have to say thank you to Brian, because you know, like he's sort of like the first person to really like one of the few people to point to the signs really early, you know, to point to the signs 5 or 10 years ago before anyone else did. And I think that he's shown those signs to a lot of people and converted a lot of people as well, by just like showing them the facts. So it's a big thing that Brian does.
I
Chang,
just need to
things you
I just need to say something here very quickly and address Mr. Daegu. If you're still listening to this, Mr. Daegu, sir, let me just say very quickly for the record, and I don't mind saying this on screen, even if it is a bit brown nosing. You, sir, Mr. Daegu, are an inspiration. You are an inspiration. What you've had to go through in your life, the recovery you had to go through, even whatever that's been going on with you back home there in Canada, which somewhat hindered your appearances over on Tottenham on tour. How you've overcome that, how you have been able to then go back over to London for that Ipswich game. I think it was last month in November, and basically just your personal experiences, your life experiences. And thank you again for this, Mr. Daegu. Thank you very, very, very much. You see, this is why people like Brian Daegu, for me, he himself is a Spurs YouTubing legend, regardless of whatever comes after whatever he does from now on in. Thank you again, Mr. Daegu, for everything you've done, everything that you're still going to be doing, whether it's over on our Tottenham tour, whether it's on We Are Tottenham TV, or even for the Spurs community in general. You are an absolute inspiration, sir, and I wish you and your family a very good weekend ahead. Hopefully, you have a fantastic end to this calendar year 2024. And here's to you and the new year of 2025. Back to you, Miss Ash.
Yeah. I just gotta say Kuva to this the funniest person on YouTube. Did someone say Levy, then Dago, then Kuva appears to back him? Oh my god, Kuva's hilarious. Patty's here saying, let's concentrate our positives on a good result today. You know, I kind of wanted to bring this up, like positives, right? Um, I won't say positives because you know there's a lot. The positives are we're in all four tournaments. Yeah, there are a few other positives. I'm sure everyone will bring them up, and we should concentrate on them. But I kind of wanted to talk about just being a Spurs fan, and you know, I always go back to like when I was so my I don't know if you all know this, but my dad is a Chelsea fan. Okay, I wanted to bring this up today because of the Chelsea game, but I remember when I was 11 or 12, my dad and I were preparing for like this really big Chelsea game. I think um, I think it was away at Stamford Bridge, if I'm not wrong. And I remember, like, we were basically like we were it was a everyone had, my dad was just like, we'll get biryani and we'll have drinks and the whole house will gather and all the relatives will be there. It was like this huge thing, right, where everyone is like celebrating. And I and my brother are Spurs fans, and we're sitting there at the TV and watching as Chelsea defeated Spurs 4-2. Okay. And the whole time, my dad is just ribbing me and ribbing me and like he's making fun of me. And he's just like, oh, you losers, what's happening? And y'all thought you're going to win this time, and all of that stupid thing. Chelsea fans, they're horrible, including my dad. Uh, and so, obviously I'm a young girl and I kind of lost my temper. I'm a little bit of a spoiled brat. So I threw something down in like the 80th minute, like, and I just like went to my room and I banged my door. I said, I hate you. And like really, really loudly to my dad. I was just like, I hate you. I never want to talk to you again. And then I went into my room. Okay. uh and then like after the game finished and everything calmed down, my mom came to my room and she was like, you know what, um your dad like your dad wants you to come back to the game. And like there were like some extra time minutes left in the game, and my dad said, sit on the couch. And I was just like, what's happening? And then he's like, just sit. And then he's like, watch your team till the last minute. No matter how they're playing, whether they're playing good, whether they're playing badly, you have to watch your team until the last minute. And it's something that I've always taken away as a Spurs fan, like this idea that it doesn't matter if your team is doing well, if your team is doing badly, you sit until the last minute and you watch your team. And you try to change the way your club functions, you try to change whatever it is you disagree with the manager, with the club, with Levy. You make your opinions heard, but you never stop supporting the club. Like, and I don't mean that monetarily. You can boycott things monetarily, you can stop buying the kits, you can stop going to the stadium, but you can never stop loving the club. And to me that means all the fans, no matter what they believe, Ange out, Ange in, Levy out, all of those things, Spurs fans come first. As a community, we come first because we all love this stupid club that tortures us every week. So I just wanted to get that out there. Like, even though he's a Chelsea fan, my dad taught me something really important about like how you support a club. And I felt like it was important to share at this moment simply because of how much infighting there has been amongst us Spurs fans. Uh, okay, wait. I Let me just go back to the comments. I feel like I went on a random tangent and I forgot about everyone. Um, I, Brian is saying, no, wait, I forgot Amin's comment. Let's get this straight. The owners aren't going anywhere. They built a 4 billion money machine empire. It's up to the manager to work on a constrained budget provided to them. Yeah, absolutely. And smash a like, everyone. Remember, uh, Brian saying, both of you, thank you for you're making me blush. I'm sure we're not, Brian. I'm sure people have told you this before. And then I mean, saying Martin, Yol, Redknapp, and Pochettino worked with limited budgets but gave us good results. And then Kuva saying, big up. I spotted the show at random. I'm obviously here to say because Ash is hypnotic. Absolutely. Hey, Kuva. I mean, whatever gets you to stay. And then Coach's Corners here saying, hi, big up to you. And then Coach's Corner saying the mighty Chels getting 3 points at 3 point lane. Um, I mean, saying these Spurs fans say Levy is the problem, and when we encourage them to attend the protest, there was not enough support. Sick of these fans. Yeah, listen, if y'all are in London, go support the protests. Wherever the protests are, go support them. If you're not there, if you don't believe, there are other ways to make your opinions heard. You can do it on social media. You can, try and, you know, find other ways, talk to the people who start a movement, and then see what they want, they need. Maybe you can even help. I don't know if there's financial help you could give them. Like protests are hard to organize. Weather is cold, it's freezing. So any sort of support, I think, goes a long way. So if you are a Levy outer, you should go to the protests, or you should support them from far away, or you should make your voice heard on social media. There are a lot of avenues to express dissent, and we can use all of them. You can stop buying the kits, you can stop with the merch, lots of things that you can do. Chang, I think you're on mute.
Yes, I am on mute because I'm actually trying to work out what to respond to some of the following comments. But do carry on while I try to work out this idea of mine of how we can come unstuck against Chelsea later on tonight, and how Big Ange should approach the game against them if we are to get anything from this fixture.
Yeah, absolutely. Jose is saying, for those that take part in the predictions league, go to the community page for announcement update about this week due to Storm Dara. I hope everyone is safe and well. If I pronounce that name wrong, I'm sorry. I'm Indian. Ben's here. Good morning, everyone. Freezing cold today, dreading today. Why do I do this to myself? I swear. Why do we do this to ourselves, Ben? I don't know. But you know what? Like, we're here, it's happening, the match is going to happen, we're going to watch it, irrespective of how terrible we are. And you never know, we might pull something out of the bag. Cam Tinley saying self-hating Spurs fans are the problem. No, see, Cam, that's the thing, right? Whether you believe in other Spurs fans or not, you could have differences of opinion. But the thing is, you have more in common with another Spurs fan than you do with any other fan on the planet. Because truly, you're always watching the same games. No other fan is going to be watching all the Spurs games. You, as a fan, will be watching all the other Spurs games, and as will the other Spurs fans. You know our history. You know the players that come in. You're watching out for the transfers, just like those fans. You have more in common with other Spurs fan than you do with any other football fan. So put, like, whatever the disagreements are, and there are so many of them, we only have each other. When we're losing, we only have each other. This is a community that we're building. The point of YouTube was that this is a community, and we're just getting all the fans out into the open, and getting to know each other, all know each other in the live chat, talking to like streamers, to YouTubers, to like Twitter people, wherever it is. It's about community. So I hope, Cam, that you really help build that community in whichever way you think is possible. And Peter's big up to Peter, gifted 5 Tel Cockerel memberships. Wait, I'll have to go to the main YouTube website.
While you find out the recipients of the 5 gifted memberships from Mr. Peter Kahayas, I just have to give a very quick shout out to Mr. Cam Tinley, whom, if I'm reading this correct, Mr. Tinley, I think you are watching from Perth, Australia. I think it's a good, almost 10 p.m. for you now, or over there in Perth, Australia, Mr. Tinley. So thank you very, very, very much for your time and your support of this channel, and for even tuning in to listen to us ramble pre-match before our London Derby crunch game against Chelsea much later on. I think kickoff for you is going to be something like 3:30 a.m. Monday morning in Perth, Australia, when the match does get underway. So if you are watching that, all the best to you. Regardless of the result, regardless of the outcome of that match, I'm very sure you're going to be Tottenham till you die. And the club will always be here long after Big Ange has gone. Hopefully, fingers crossed, long after Enid has moved on and sold the club to some other mega corporation. But regardless of it, I still have faith in the team. And Come on, you first, Mr. Tilly.
So I mean, let's all just like not attack anyone. I think we can all disagree or agree on Ange. The one thing I will say to Cam is that I understand it better than anyone. I think Chang does as well, because what happens often to like is that football is very European centric, right? So all the big managers, all the big players, all of the money, everything comes from Europe, and there is a hierarchy in the footballing world over whose opinions are respected, whose talent is respected, all of that, and to us, players like Son Heung-min, managers like Ange Postecoglou, they represent a change, right? They represent that our talent is being taken seriously as Australians or as Asians, and that there's a that our voice is being heard, that there's some respect involved, and that we also understand football, and that we appreciate it just as much as a fan in England or a fan in Europe somewhere. And I understand that that's where somebody's support for Ange can come from, and I respect that. But at the same time, the truth is that I'm someone who's uh like club before everything else, right? So if Ange works out, I'm there for it. If Ange doesn't work out, I'll still continue supporting the club, as I'm sure you will as well. So like, while I understand where you're coming from, I also understand where other people might be coming from when they say Ange out or Levy out or any of those other things. Um, yeah, Ben saying listen to the opinions of others. Yeah, I agree with
Very,
that.
very, very quickly, this is to Mr. Peter Kahayas for your 5 gifted memberships. They have gone over to Potato Stew, Nita, Mikey Romero, Just a Harmless Potato, and to Psy Dancer, THFC83. So thank you very much, Mr. Kahayas, for those 5 gifted memberships. To all of you recipients, you owe your memberships to Mr. Peter Kahayas. Back to you, Miss Ash.
Yeah, absolutely. Make sure you thank Peter Kahayas in the chat, everyone, if you've received a membership. Nile is here saying good morning, Ash and Chang. Nile always puts a smile on your face. Um, and then Amin saying when your Redknapp and Poch took over the job, it was a mess. They coached and created most of their players. And then Amin saying Ange isn't a coach. Daniel saying so now Ange is getting free pass because some of the fan base because some of this fan base because of Levy fucked the 25 years experience of management and his shite in game management. Yeah, I think Daniel, blame can go all around. Uh, I think Ange Postecoglou is to blame for his in-game management, for his subs often, and for the fact that he doesn't really have an answer to a counter attack in that Bournemouth game. Um, and I do think Levy is to blame for the transfers, for the chopping and changing of managers, for many of the structural reasons that we don't succeed. Because it's not just Ange that has failed; it has been multiple managers. So I think that both things can be true at the same time. Niall saying, make sure you like and subscribe and share if you want to join the members club by clicking join and share channel. Absolutely, all the good things. Do all of these good things. Um. Uh. Yeah. No energy drinks today to Daniel. Um. Yeah. Everyone, just try and be kind to each other. I feel like I've made this point already, but Spurs fans, we gotta stick together. We gotta make this happen for our club. And then Ben saying, remember Ashton Chang, I'm not a real Spurs fan according to some people. I'll be there today, I'll be there in 10 years. I just have a different opinion because I see it with my own eyes. And you know what? Everybody's opinion is welcome. Chang, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, this is something that I need to speak out and support Mr. Kaufman here with when it comes to us fans and we are just only fans. We aren't stakeholders or we aren't board members. We are just simple fans who support the club, who love the club, maybe more so than some of the players or even the coaching staff. But to us, it is something that we feel, very strongly for. But this comment of him saying that I just have a different opinion because I see with my own eyes, to me, I think this is what makes us fans special. Each of us, we perceive things differently. We see the club, the management, the coaching staff, the players, even the owners for that matter. We see it from different perspectives, different angles, maybe even a different mindset as to how we interpret certain actions on and off the field. And I think this is what makes us all very unique in our own way, in which we all have our own unique opinions. But the key thing I have to stress and highlight here is that regardless of someone else's opinion, whether they agree or disagree with you, whether they are not really, respectful to each other, just so long as you maintain your self-respect for yourself and also you respect others for their opinions, I think there shouldn't be any reason for there to be any sort of infighting or conflict between us first fans. And I really do wish that that would be the case, but unfortunately, this isn't a utopia. But we, both me and Miss Asher, we try our level best to respect everybody's opinions, and we try to read through the chat, and we try our best to keep the show very friendly. And having saying that, if you have anything to say, we really highly respect opinion, and we will try to give it as positive an outlook as possible, which is what we are trying to do here, rather than always being overly negative and forever condemning a certain set of players or maybe even the coaching staff. But regardless of your opinions, we still support the club. We want the club to do well. We want what's best for the club. But that might not happen overnight. It might not even happen this year or next year. But regardless, we always feel very optimistic for the future. And unless you can actually affect change by maybe say going to the protest or maybe hitting the club where it hurts, like their accounts by boycotting the merchandising, tearing up the season tickets or your season pass. If you can do that, then full respect to you, because people like me over here in Southeast Asia, merchandising is all I can do. I don't have a season. I'm not a season ticket holder, so if I can say boycott the Spurs merchandising, and if that affects the ownership, then I'm going to continue doing that. But let's just hope for the best, and whatever happens tonight, later on against Chelsea in this London derby, Tottenham till we die, everyone. Back to you, Miss Ash.
Absolutely, Tottenham till we die. And I mean, even if this happens, I'd like to have a manager in place. I wouldn't want to see Ryan Mason or someone come on interim, because then that would be just a waste of a transfer window. So personally, whether he stays or he goes, I would want it to be done in an organized fashion, especially because we are in um all four competitions still, and I wouldn't like to lose that because of some sort of like disturbance that happens from changing managers. So I personally would like to see them have thought this out and come up with a good name, put him in, and then if it's going to happen, I would like it to be planned well. I don't want the instability of another failed season. um, I'd rather like to see something like what happened with Unai Emery and Arteta, where Emery left halfway through and then Arteta won the FA Cup with that same team. Something like that, I think, would be ideal if it could happen. That would be the best case scenario. Novajen, I'm not going to put up your comment simply because it's not my channel and I don't know how political Jose is. So, but basically, I know that the message is you want Levy gone. I get the second half of it. The first half, we're not commenting on the Middle East at all. So, Niall is saying, please be respectful of the chat and keep it clean and civil and always be kind. Yeah, exactly, Niall. Nita saying, I love Tottenham Hotspur. Speak to my hand because this face ain't looking. Screw Levy. He ain't putting food on my table. Absolutely. You know what, Nita? I will go a step further. You are putting food on his table. Like, think about that for a second. And then Paddy is saying it does not and should not matter where you are from. Supporting Spurs. Opinion is what makes the world go round. As long as they are respectful, then I am okay with that. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. 100%. And Nita saying, good morning, Ash Chang in chat. Good morning to you, Nita. I love that you said, I love Tottenham Hotspur before you said good morning. That's just wonderful. Um, and then Niall saying, hopefully a Spurs win to ease the pressure of Ange. He needs time. I'm not a fan of Levy, and I am a United fan. It's a poison chalice at Spurs, in my opinion. Yeah, yeah. Daniel saying, I don't even like energy drinks. Hey, I like them in alcohol. That's what I will say. Like a good Red Bull, like like a Jägermeister or something when I was young. Not anymore. My body can't handle it. And then Niall saying 3-1 Spurs. I'm going for wow, love the confidence, Niall. Love the confidence. And Cam is saying, was Ange responsible for demolishing Man City at their home ground 2 weeks ago? Yes, and I hope that he repeats it with Chelsea because I really need a win right now. It would be really, really nice to win something. We are Spurs TV. How you doing? And then saying the YouTubers like yourself have an important role. The opinions are magnified for good or bad. Yours are for good, in my opinion. Thank you so much, Cam. I appreciate that. And like personally, I kind of hope that Ange succeeds at Tottenham still. I know that everyone's baying for his blood. I hope that we can manage to turn this around. If we beat United in the cup, if we beat Chelsea today, I think that will go a long way for me to like want to support him more. uh, and I do believe that we can make that happen. I do believe we can beat both those teams. Daniel saying, I like Ange, but I like Tottenham more. Exactly. I'm with Daniel. I'm right where Daniel is. Rinketic saying, I offer me to take over right now. Yes, Rinketic for first chairperson. Bring Rinketic on. And
Can you just very quickly go up to the previous comment by Mr. Rinketic before that one you just read out? There's one where he's asking if I can meet up in Singapore in the future. Do you see the one just above Spurs GCTV?
oh yes, here we go.
Yep. Okay. So this one to Mr. Rinketic. Currently, I'm here in Malaysia, but if I ever do transfer over to Singapore to work, then yes, I would very much like to meet up there with you in Singapore if you're available, Mr. Rinketic.
Yeah, if I go to Singapore, I'm shopping. I'm not meeting any of y'all. um, and then Lily White Lane is here saying, big up Ash Chang in all of the chat. Big up to you, Lily White Lane.
Thank you
And
very
yes,
much thank you very much, Mr. Robbie Clark, for sending me that Facebook invitation. Of course, I had to accept it without second thought. So thank you very much for being here, Mr. Robbie Clark. It's an honor to have you here this early on a Sunday morning. Hope you have a fantastic Sunday ahead and come on, you Spurs.
Yeah, absolutely. Rickety, you get my vote as well. If you could also get $2 billion pounds from somewhere, that would be great. But it's a start. It's a start. Then we're Spurs TV saying, "What? Oh, we'll get to it. We'll get to it. We will talk about the game." And then Patty saying, to add to my comments about opinions, if it's Bobby K's opinion, then it's shit. And then, hey, he's asleep right now, so he can't even defend himself, poor chap. And then Spurs is here. Spurs GCTV is saying, Daniel, cheers for earlier. I hear you about the love of the club. Just not sure sacking another manager changes anything. Yeah, and I see that. I would say go out the season, focus on the cups. Like personally, I wouldn't mind if we finish top 10 and won a cup. But that to me would be a good season for me. But winning a cup or not, I think the disagreement is also whether we can win a cup with our away form. Anita saying, I ain't trust me. I wish that Levy will do one. That's all you can do. Come on, you Spurs. Riketic is saying, I'm not from Singapore. I'm in Europe, but I want to go. hey, Renkatik, if you're in Europe, come down to all of the countries. We can go to Singapore, we can do India, we can do Malaysia, hell, we can do South Korea. I mean, they just had the worst winter storm in 100 years. But apart from that, we could do South Korea. But oh, getting saying actually I meant to take over Ant because I might be clubless after today. Oh no, I thought you meant to take over from Levy. Yeah, and then Rickety Singh +1 on Bully Bobby. Well, hey, I mean, whatever Rickety, whichever job he wants, if you're up for it, we'll support him. Daniel's saying, yeah, I won't ever allow anyone to threaten you and my watchmate. I've tried. I've really lost hope in Ange. I'll be honest. Yeah, I understand that. I really understand that, especially with our away form. It's been hard. It's been hard for all of us. I think, especially for the people who wanted to believe, because they just want to hold on to anything, any statistic, anything that could help them believe. Because, like, it's just so important, and you just really want to see your team win, and you don't like all the negative energy. We're Spurs TV saying, I like the energy of these two hosts. They seem very level headed, which is a good influence in today's world. Let's go, Tottenham. Thank you for the compliment. We are Spurs TV. And then Daniel saying the inconsistent results in 2024 make me feel like he doesn't deserve to keep his job. This is the thing, Daniel. Like for me, firing someone from their job, and I know this is somebody who's been fired from their job before as well, and I'm sure there might be other people in this on this live stream who have either been fired from the job or quit their job or been laid off, or many things can happen to a person, right? I've always been of the opinion that unless it's the last resort, I don't want somebody fired from a job unless they're taking advantage of me financially. So for me, Levy, for example, I believe is taking advantage of my club and me financially. So that's why you know, I don't want him in the club anymore. But with someone like Ant Postecoglou, I don't believe he wants to lose either. So I do think that firing someone should be the last resort. I hope that he manages to keep his job, but if he doesn't, um, I don't think I'll be the person who goes edge out and I want to fire him or whatever. I just I'm finding it hard to see how we will get success under Ange right now, but I'm willing to see him change my mind. Chang, you want to add anything to that?
Okay, so this comment here about our inconsistent results in 2024, I think the only thing that's inconsistent about us is our, or rather, if there is something consistent about us, it is,
Yeah, it's apologies. There's a mongrel loose in here. I have to choose my timing
Aw.
properly. Okay, if there is some,
Okay, I will read the comments, Chang. You can deal with whatever wildlife you have and then come back to it when you're ready. Spurs GCTV saying, Daniel, mate, I have thick skin, no problem. As a club and as supporters, we're stuck between a rock and a hard place. Yeah, tell me about it. Tell me about it. Daniel saying, I would ever abuse someone for having a different opinion to me. Wayne saying the board has failed numerous times to push forward their transfer business. They choose to remain stagnant. Managers are no more than sacrificial lambs at our beloved THFC. Yeah, I agree with this so much. Rickety saying Ash is the last resort then, because I don't know how long I will be clubless. Yeah, I really hope you aren't clubless, Rickety. We like to keep you. We do like you over here. And then Daniel saying daddy duties for Chang. Yeah, that never stops. You can stop being a Spurs fan if you want, but you can't stop being a dad. And then Wayne saying we lack suitable quality cover for all the inevitable injuries we get, especially in defense. Yeah, Wayne, like this is the problem, right? Like the fact that every year in December we go through an injury crisis because the drop off is so high when we play our substitutes from the bench. Uh, that's a systemic problem the club has. Chang, you back?
Yeah, I'm back. Sorry about that. So about that, us being inconsistent. Well, there is some consistency in us in which we are consistently being inconsistent. I don't mean that as a joke because I think this is what makes us special in a sense that teams that feel that they can roll us over, surprise, surprise, we are the ones who are going to turn up and beat City by 4 goals to 0 at their home ground, or beat United by 3 goals to 0 at their home ground, or beat the likes of
Chelsea?
beat the likes of Villa and West Ham by 4 goals at a home ground. So I am hoping for us to actually do one over Chelsea because we still have our full complements of forwards. And the way to go about playing Chelsea later on today is to simply outscore them. We still have Son, we still have Madison, we still have Solanke, we still have Johnson, we still have Kulusevski, we even have Werner as backup. So go for it. Don't sit back, don't defend, don't punk the bus, don't try to play Chelsea at their own game. Let's do what we did against the likes of West Ham or Villa and take the game to opposition, hit them early. And if we do get an early goal or if we take the lead first, then try and hit them on a counter. And if we can simply outscore them, then I don't see why we shouldn't walk away with a draw at the very least. Although I have to say that anything more than a single point later on today will be a big bonus for us. Back to you, Miss Ash.
Yeah, it definitely. I agree with everything you just said there. And big up to you, Johnny. I don't get flowers in real life, but Johnny certainly makes up for it. And where's for Chang? So we both get what we enjoy. And then Spurs GCTV saying there is a mongoose loose about the goose.
It's a mongrel, a common mongrel, which I cannot wait to just get rid of.
Yeah, we have those here as well. Um, uh, Chang, just to explain, I coach and I might leave my club later today. Oh, okay, wait. Thank you. I felt like we needed that context. So then, yes, Rick Ettick for Spurs manager. Absolutely. Um, and then we are Spurs TV saying if Ange adapted more, I'd be more willing to give him the rest of the season. I also don't think another coach will bring instant success, but I'm not sure sticking with him is the answer. Yeah, we're right where with you. Spurs GCTV, we are right there with you. I swear, like this is exactly how I feel right now. I don't know the answer, and I feel like as a fan, I'm not paid to know the answer either. I just want to see our club do well. I just want to see us win. And Drula is here. Long time no see, Drula. Morning, Ash, Chang, and the Cockerel crew. Morning to you, Drula. Looking really pretty in that profile pic as always. And then Daniel's here saying if Tottenham beat Chelsea today, I'll be real. It's just sending mixed messages to me. We show up against City and potentially Chelsea, but dropping to many silly results teams we should be beating. Yeah, Daniel, I it might be bittersweet for me as well if we beat Chelsea, but because it's Chelsea, I want to win. I don't care about anything else. Like maybe people can say small club mentality, but Chelsea is kind of like my one like cup final game where I'm just like, I just want to beat Chelsea. Like I said, my dad was a Chelsea fan. So I really just want to beat Chelsea and have bragging rights for once. Um, Everyone's saying good morning to each other. Yeah. Um, Sorry, I thought you said mongoose. My hearing is terrible. Must be old age, my friends. Yeah. It's also because y'all don't have mongrels there, right? Like in England. And then Daniel's saying, I don't want Rinketic. He thinks three-quarters of European clubs are bigger than Spurs. Yeah. And then Rinketic is saying, don't spread lies. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure there are most clubs in Europe aren't as big as us. But I mean, there are a few. Like, when I was having a discussion with the Roma fan before the game, and Roma, I think, is a bigger club than Spurs in terms of just the legacy and and winning the league. All of those things. We haven't won the league yet. I mean, the Premier League, not earlier with Bill Nick. Um, Shura saying, so nice, Asha. Don't look like that this morning. Hey, you and me both. um, so, Chang, let's get to the game. Um, let's just get right into it. You want to do like how do you see the team playing out? Like lineups, like who do you see in the back four, midfield, forwards? Like, just give me your lineup, straight up.
Okay, straight up top, I think that this is the one game that Big Ange cannot afford to experiment with, and that means do not play players out of the position. What this alludes to is if Johnson is not comfortable on the left, don't put him there. If Son is ready, if he looks up for it, uh, on was it Thursday night? Yeah, it was Thursday night. If he looked up for it on Thursday night against Bournemouth when he came on, although he did get that offside goal, but regardless whether it's offside, if he's up for it, put him there on the left. Let's see if he is proper captain material, because if there is that one game in which if he really is a club captain, he needs to stand up and be counted for, and that means him starting on the left. I would personally have Johnson on the bench because I feel that his best position. He is an impact sub for me against a team like Chelsea. I think we really need his legs in the second half if we are to probably run them ragged and hit them on the counter, where I think that's where we're going to get the most joy out of this game. But as I alluded to earlier, we simply have to outscore them. That means Solanke up front for me. If he is fit, that is. If not, then please do not put Werner up top. I would rather have someone like, say, a Will Lancashire up there at centre forward rather than seeing Timo Werner up front, because we know just how disastrous that turned up against Fulham. Although, yes, we were able to get that second half goal by Johnson, but I thought that was such a mismatch having Werner up front. So for me, the front three is going to be Son on the left, Kulusevski on the right. Hopefully Kulusevski will be able to reproduce the kind of magic and potency from the right as he did against City at the Etihad. And Solanke up top for me. The midfield three is got to be Maddison. If there was also another game in which Maddison needs to show his consistency, this would be it, because he was absolutely missing against Bournemouth. And although he did impose himself against Fulham at home, I felt that his substitution was a bit of a strange one towards the very end against Fulham. So hopefully this is the one game that he does, recapture his away form from City and commands that midfield with Bissouma and Sarr behind him. And the back four, I think, is the one that a lot of us fans are going to be guessing who's
Chang, before you get to the back four, I have to say that we have someone waiting very anxiously in the back. The boss man himself, Mr. Jose Garcia. How are you doing?
Good morning, all. I hope you're well. Sorry, I was messaging from a cafe this morning because my daughter and her boyfriend took my wife and myself out for breakfast. That's why I was.
Wow.
That's why I was saying all week I can't make the show this morning, but we went early. We've had our breakfast, and I was messaging. I was on under the table, writing the messages out under the table, and they were saying, "Stop playing with your phone. Stop playing with your phone." But now I've just got back home, so I thought to myself, I'll quickly add the cockerel in the corner. I'll quickly put the ticker down the bottom, and you whilst I was in the back, you said, would I come on? I said, okay, yeah, I will do. So good morning to you all. Chang, again, happy belated birthday. I know that I said it this morning to you when you first started the show. Ash, I hope you're well, and thank you for being the host with the most. as you always are on a Sunday morning for everyone. And yeah, apart from that, yeah, I'm well. I've been listening when I've been allowed to.
Yeah. Do you like? No, I will ask you later.
Okay.
Chang, back to your backline.
So yeah,
as
the
we
back line is the
say.
one that a lot of us Spurs fans are going to be really scratching our heads and probably sweating bullets over. Who's going to be partnering Dragushin in centre back? Will it be Poro, a makeshift centre back? Is it going to be Elfie Dorrington, which I think I would actually prefer him as the backup centre back to be partnering Dragushin later on this evening. I really do hope we just keep our wing backs where they are, Udogi and Poro, although I think they're going to have their hands full if they're going to try and keep the likes of Nicholas Jackson and possibly Cole Palmer quiet if they do try and beat them on the wings. But other than that, I think it's pretty much the expected lineup from maybe, say, Fulham at home. Although, yeah, for me, Big Ange has to play players in their right positions. This is absolutely no time for him to experiment, because anything less than a satisfying result, regardless of whether it's an opportunistic draw, a very lucky deflection that gets us an unexpected win. Each and every single one of those players, whether they are the starting 11 or substitutes, they really need to run their socks off, really work themselves down to the bone for this one, because anything less than a satisfying performance and hopefully a satisfying result is going to be, curtains for Big Ange and his backroom stuff. So yeah, I really do hope that we do outscore them, and I'm going for a 1-1 draw. I think a 1-1 draw isn't beyond the realms of impossibility, although without Mickey Van der Ven, without Romero, and now without Ben Davis, that might be a tall order for even someone as experienced as Fraser Foster to keep out more than one goal. But you never know. Stranger things have happened to us, and without further ado, back to you, Miss Kate. Not Miss Kate, sorry, Miss Ash. I'm so used to saying Miss Kate
It's
on
fine. It's
this
fine.
channel.
uh,
Back to you, Miss Ash. And Jose is
yes.
covering his eyes. Jose has his eyes covered.
Hey, if I could look half as good as Kate does, I would be
I'm
very
so sorry
happy.
for that
So
slip of tongue.
happy to be confused with Kate.
bummed right now.
We are Spurs TV saying Romero is a toss-up from what I've been hearing. And then I don't believe the rumors he's refusing to play either. I think his injury has taken a little longer than expected. Yeah, I also feel like I feel like his injury is definitely taking longer than expected. And I also feel like, he's just had a baby. So maybe it's a little bit of paternity leave and injury leave combined. And I can understand that. Then everyone's saying hi to each other and saying hi to Jose. Lots and lots. Here we go. Jessica saying, I haven't seen you in here before, Jessica. Welcome. And then Jessica saying Foster, Spence, Dorrington, Dragu, Gray, Sar, Biss, Mads, Kulu, Solanke, Sun, Johnson, Poro, Doggy, Werner on
Later. So
on later when
Johnson, Porro, Doggy, Werner on later when they're tired.
Right. And then so I have a few differences in that, but I'll come to Jose's lineup first. We are Spurs TV saying the first cup of tea in the UK was sold in 1657 as a novelty in a coffee shop. Good to know. We are Spurs TV. Oh, thanks, Jula. Appreciate that. And then Ben is saying, no way is Dorrington playing. Jose, we come to you. What do you think the lineup's going to look like?
With the way that we've been playing and with the legginess in the team, it could be anything today. The lineup. I have a feeling, and we're not close to this at all, but I have a feeling that if it's one or two things, if Romero is part way fit in the sense that he's over 50%, I think that they'll bring Romero back into the side today. Now, would that be tempting fate because throwing someone that's not fully fit back into the team? Would the medical team and would Tottenham take that risk? Possibly. If we're going on past history, possibly. I'd rather, if Romero's going to come back into the side, I'd rather us not be taking a risk and us to be certain that by bringing him back, he's not going to break down and put him out for even longer. So it's difficult. Like I said, it's so difficult to see. You could throw 20 names into or not even throw, put 20 names into a spin dryer and stop the spin dryer and just pick one name out at a time, and that could be your lineup today. I think we know December's a manic month for fixtures, and with losing Bentancur for the 7 games, and he's not back until the Forest game. Yes, Bentancur can play in the European games, but I've always said, will Bissouma be able to play the 7 games today? 7 games that we've got in December. And for me, the natural replacement or the natural player to take some minutes from him, if you substitute him, would have been Archie Gray. Because Archie Gray's natural position is a defensive midfielder. But with the way our injuries have struck, Archie Gray may be needed to be playing centre half today. It's interesting because Porro and the doggy have looked leggy, and you've also got Jed Spence there who's itching for a game as well. Sarr to me has looked leggy as well, and you've got Bergvall who's on the touchline wanting to play a game as well. And then up front is where you can only make one change really, because up front it's going to be Son, Johnson, and Solanke if they're fit, and the only change you can make for them is Kulu. Either play Kulu as a false 9 instead of Solanke, or Kulu plays out right instead of Johnson. Yeah, you know, it's just come to roost. Our squad, as we all know, is not deep enough. We all knew that we were short in the summer. It's case in point is now. And then the other thing is we brought all these youngsters into the club, and you know they might be hot prospects for the future, and we speculated to accumulate. But when are they going to play? Because they don't seem to be getting enough chances for me. I would have thought with all the competitions that we're in and the position that we're in with injuries, I would have thought that some of these would have got more minutes, and possibly more minutes in their natural positions rather than played in an unnatural position. So rather than putting Gray at left back, right back, and centre back, maybe we could have played Gray in midfield a bit more. But I mean, I really don't know. Ash is the answer. I don't know, because it's form, and injuries. Our team could be any lineup today.
Yeah, I agree with that. And then Rinketic is saying, Jose is the goat. Jose is the goat.
Good morning, Rinketic.
And then I'm saying that back four just got put up with would be destroyed by Chelsea. Yeah, I'm gonna watch this game from behind my couch. That's what I will say. Shemtan saying, morning, boss man Jose. Glad you're here because these are creating havoc on your channel.
and that's what we like on a Sunday morning, Shemsam. That's what we like. That's why we have the ladies normally hosting, because they rip the script and they do their own thing.
Yeah. And Chang.
Well, yeah, Chang this morning.
Substitute teacher Chang. We're Spurs TV saying, would people want to try Johnson as a striker? Personally, I wouldn't. But it depends on how we're set up. Ben saying Chelsea are the worst possible team. You know, Ben, interestingly, I think what Chelsea did is what I think we wanted to do. Like Chelsea has the youngest team in the Premier League, right? In terms of average age. I think that the model that Chelsea is trying, that's what we wanted to do. They're just doing it better than us because they have money and they actually spent it. Um, Daniel saying how unprofessional is that and desperate, throwing in a 60% player. And then we as Spurs TV saying we need a really big game from Dragusin and Archie. And Ben saying I'll play centre back today. Let's
Morning, Ben.
get
Hope you're
him
well.
in. Yeah. He can be supplier of coffee and provider of centre backs. Ben Kaufman, ladies and gentlemen. Kuva's here saying, what's 50% fit? Missing an arm and a leg? Hey, I'd still put him in. If it was Ben, I'd still put him in. If it was Romero, I would not. Sorry, Ben. And then Trula saying Romero had a sore toe. He should have recovered by now. He was given leave for the birth of his little girl. Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
I think as well.
no, I'm not sure whether it was a little toe though, because if people remember rightly, he came off in a game for Tottenham in the second half, really early in the second half of a game, and it was his foot. He took his boot off and everything, and they were looking at his foot and that, and they took him off. Then he went and played for Argentina, and he came off because of his foot at half time. Then he came back and played for Tottenham, and then he came off because again it seemed to be his foot. Now, if it's his toe, then it depends what he's done to it. But I thought it was more a foot injury that he had. And yes, you're quite right. He did have the birth of his baby girl, and he was given leave for that whilst the injury was healing. But the fact that he's been away and he only started training again on Friday lends me to believe that there's a lot more with the injury than what meets the eye. Because if you're giving leave for your daughter, that's one thing, but then you'd still train. You may not play, but you still train. But the fact that he's only come back to training on Friday, that's a bit more than leave, because his daughter, I think, was born over 2 weeks ago. So I think there's a bit more to the injury than just being a toe. My thoughts, but I'm not a medical person.
Yeah, David saying Romero's injury is obviously not a metatarsal injury because he would be out for longer. So it must be an impact injury with severe bruisings. So I don't know why he isn't fit yet. You know, Spurs medical team, who knows anything, right? Daniel saying, as Roy Keane would say, did he give birth to the baby? It's not him breastfeeding. Why can't he play? Well, you know, there's all that diaper changing and the other things that come with being a parent. I'm sure Chang would be able to tell you, as would Jose.
But the one thing I have to say about this and Roy Keane's statement, regardless of how you feel about your newborn child, for players who are being paid these obscenely high amounts of money to even not even play, for that matter, if they are away on paternity leave, they should be more than I wouldn't say wealthy. They have ample in reserve to pay for the best nannies and nursemaids and caretakers to care for the newborn. Although, yes, I do feel that as a newborn and even as a parent myself, there is nothing in this world that is more important than family. And this is something that goes back to right at the beginning of the show when I said this thing about family. So yes, there is also that angle whereby if you have a newborn child, if you are a parent, if you have ever had that experience, there is no greater joy, there is no greater sense of commitment and a newfound sort of something to live for. And I absolutely get it why a lot of these new parents, the moment they become a new parent, everything about their jobs, their career, I wouldn't blame any footballer if they have absolutely zero concentration on that pitch when you have a newborn waiting for you at home. So yeah, maybe there is something to be said about this. And
maybe Roy Keane himself might be a bit too harsh on some of these players, but if enough time has passed, if said new father has had time to let his family settle down, then if Romero is fit, if his toe isn't causing any other injury, I would definitely have him over anyone else who's a makeshift centre back for today. Even if it's for one half, even if you can get one half of Romero, so be it. Back to you, Miss Ash.
Sorry, can I just say good morning to We Are Spurs TV? I'm not ignoring you. You said hello to me earlier, so I'm saying hello to him as well. And I also say Roy Keane's comments, and that's coming from a Tottenham fan.
So I was under the impression, so I'd keep like going on about this topic. Just wanted to get a clarification. But I was under the impression, like, isn't like there must be like labor laws around this, right? Like, irrespective of how much you're paid and stuff, that you're guaranteed paternity leave or maternity leave or these type of things. Like, there must be
In the
some
no,
law.
yeah, in England, you're entitled to paternity leave. It's the same.
Yeah.
It's the same as maternity leave. Only you don't get as much paternity leave. And you can have some paternity leave, and it's unpaid. But I would have thought that with the club, they would have made an agreement with him. Without
Yeah.
a normal person like me, if I was to have children again, which I'm not, but if I was, then I would be entitled to paternity leave, and I could
It
apply
would
for
be news
paternity
to
leave.
your wife, Jose.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah, I'd be entitled to paternity leave. I don't even remember what the paternal rights are now. But you do get a period of unpaid leave that's given to you that you can have. But I would have thought that with Tottenham, it would have been an agreement that coincided with his injury. And even if they give him some time off for his child, I think that he'd be getting paid for it. This is just a not a normal job. I think he would
Yeah.
have got paid for it. The agreement with Tottenham, and he would have got paid for it.
Yeah, yeah, probably, probably. Vespers TV saying, I'm just hoping Kulu was tired last game. That's why he played worse than he has this season. Honestly, I feel like, we can't expect when the whole team is playing badly for one player to just drag us out of that mess. How, like, we shouldn't be asking for a savior. We should be asking for a team that works well together. And I do think Kulu's tired. I think we're playing him too much. And I think that we should learn to rotate him better. And I think the Ange did give him a rest in one of the games where he came on in the second half. But we are too dependent on Kulu. When he doesn't work, we lose, and when he works, we win. That's not the way I'd like the team to function. We are not a Harry Kane team. We are not a Dejan Kulusevski team. We can't be the team of one player. David Clark saying, so this coach would rather play a young fullback DM at centre back than a young player who's an actual centre back. Just tells me everything about Ange.
I think
Yeah,
the only available players, David, the only available players at centre back to Tottenham up until now, if you're looking at natural centre backs, would be the two 16-year-olds, Hardy, and I can't remember the name of the other player. And they are 16-year-olds playing in the under 18s or whatever. And they're the only fit ones because Dorrington's not fit. Dorrington hasn't been playing. Dorrington's not fit. So when you go past Dorrington, you're talking about really, really young people. And to throw 16-year-olds into the Premiership, yeah,
against
I could.
Chelsea.
Well, against anybody, I can kind of understand that. I mean, 16 is 16, 19 is 19. So that there's a difference to me in age. So, although I understand your point, David, I think beyond what we've got at the moment, the players that would come in that play natural centre backs are like the last 16-year-olds that are playing in the under 18s.
Yeah, and Shed Dancing Lady Ash is calling everyone out, and Mr. Chang is letting wildlife mongrels and kids trash his proxy studio. It's chaos. Yep, yep. Hey, we're sports fans. Chaos is part of the game. um, and then Ben saying Archie goal.
In,
Wait,
in
what?
goal,
Archie goalkeeper?
Son left back, Solanke and Kul
Solanke
at centre
Kulu
backs,
centre back,
Johnson at right back.
Johnson right back, Paro left wing, Dragushin, Kuva midfield, Kudogi right wing, Romero at Foster,
Strikers.
striker. Play every player out of position. I would like to see that. If we're going to lose anyway, I would like to see it. Why not? Throw Kuva in for sure. But where are you? You're supposed to be on this team. And then David saying if Romero injury is a sore toe, let's hope it's not a Lineker toe because that ended his career. Yeah, let's hope so. Daniel saying might as well, Ben, we've played Archie everywhere else. Yeah, why not? And then David is saying Lee, we should employ a diaper changer for this squad. LOL. Oh my god. Everyone's done their best A game today. Um Yeah, I do agree. Kuba in midfield would do bits. I do agree. Hell, throw Ellie on as well. Ellie and Kuba in midfield. Why not? Vitilu saying, morning, people. Big up Jose, Ash, and Chang. Thanks, Jose, for adding my last few results. Just a quick hello, nursing a hangover. You guys better win today. Yeah,
What is it?
yeah,
What
we'll
is it
see how
with you?
that goes.
What is it, Vindaloo, with you gooners? You can't hold your grog. You go out and you got hangovers. What's going on? Can't you just go out and have a
Yeah,
couple of drinks and come home and be sensible?
yeah. Where's the hard man? I think they're all in Spurs. And then Kuva saying, give Romero a sleepless week with, like, speaking of hard men who can hold their drink, give Romero a sleepless week with his newborn and he'll need more leave as he tries to push the baby back in. Oh my God. Oh. Vindaloo saying, just before I go, what's the difference between Tottenham and a taxi? I don't know, Vindaloo. What is the difference between Tottenham and a taxi?
A taxi only lets four in. He's put it there. Yeah.
Oh my God. That one hurt, Vindaloo. That one hurt. Jordan LFC is here saying, hey Chang, I'm going to do a Tottenham Liverpool preview after we play Fulham at home.
Hi,
Good to
Jordan.
know.
Hope you're
Okay.
well, mate.
Yeah, to Mr. Jordan LFC, this one might be a bit too late for me because if let me just check the schedule here. I believe your game is going to be very very late for
No,
me.
Liverpool
Is it?
Liverpool kick off 2.5 hours before Tottenham. It's a 2 o'clock kickoff. There's three matches at 2 p.m. and then Tottenham are at 4:30 p.m.
Okay, to Mr. Jordan, I will get in contact with you on WhatsApp if I can make this, assuming I have nothing from between now and our game. I will be in contact, and if I have the time, I will definitely want to be on there with you to do the preview. Back to you,
Yeah.
Miss Kate. No, sorry, Miss Ash. Oh my goodness, that's the second
Oh,
time I've done it.
Okay.
That is the second time I've done it.
It's okay. In
I'm
a
so
few years,
sorry. I'm so very sorry.
no, it's a
I,
legit compliment. In a few years, if I look half as nice as Kate, I would be very happy with myself. So, you don't have to
I'm
hold your
so
head in
ashamed of
shame,
myself
Jack.
right now. I really do not know where to hide my face.
Chang, you just need to do some of Chang, you need to do some of this. Look, Chang, need to do some of that. Do
Okay,
some of that. There you
got
go.
it.
Yeah.
Got
There
it.
you go, Ash.
Speaking of Chang, I actually have something interesting to tell you about Chang and myself. So last night, Chang was
Ooh.
texting on Jacob's WhatsApp group, and he basically texted this picture. And I had like my old haircut with the bangs. If everyone can see that, I'm on the far left. Um, and Chang actually wrote I I realized that ever since I got my bangs cut, we have been losing games. Like last season in December, I got my bangs cut, and since then we have been terrible. So I was like, oh my god, I lost my bangs and Spurs started losing. So Chang is literally like, I will pay for every haircut this year in 2020. Uh, did you say 2025? Yeah, I would pay for every haircut in 2025 if you get that haircut back and we win. So,
Sorry, what are
Chang,
what are bangs?
it's like when you have hair in front like this and it's up like this. Just
Okay.
it's hard to.
All right. Fair enough.
Um, it's just like haircut till here. It's
Okay.
like the Cleopatra thing.
Right. Okay.
So basically,
I think
fringe,
stay as you
fringe.
are. Stay as you are. Forget the bangs.
Yeah, so fringe basically. It's a fringe.
Fringe.
Um,
Oh, yeah.
thank you, Drula. So it's all my fault apparently. And if I cut my hair, get the fringe back, then apparently we'll start winning. So Chang has promised that if we win, then he's paying for all my haircuts in that year. And Chang, I'm gonna hold you to that. You're very lucky.
Are
I
there
don't go to a fancy salon.
are there artificial ones? Because we are Spurs TV says get artificial ones. We need the wins.
Yeah. I mean, I guess there probably are. I'm sure there are hair extensions or something that you can just like clip on and wear them. But I think that the juju and this will go away. The magic comes from actually having that haircut. So that is like, so it's all your fault. Yeah, yeah, it is my fault. Yeah, I need to grow bangs again for sure. And Parker saying, we lose 4-1 today. Chelsea will be ruthless, Romero or not. Yeah, yeah. Oh, they do. They do. Listen, I'm not from England. I do not know what other words could mean. So,
That's a ghetto. That's a ghetto. You live in a ghetto when bangs means something different.
oh, well, I said a bad word then. um, and then Steve D is saying, morning all. Morning to
Morning,
you, Steve.
Steve.
Yeah, now
Good
my
morning,
hair
Mr. Dai.
So let's just do predictions. Jose, prediction?
I did one on the Irish Hotspur, and I did the same on my prediction show on Friday. And to me, yeah, it's been a rough few weeks for Tottenham, and it's been a rough few weeks for the supporters. Even some thick-skinned ones like me, who are old and thick-skinned. And you're just like, whoa, what's going to happen on Sunday? For me, and this is personal, just to me, this is the game above all that I want to win. Out of any game in the Premiership, it's always Chelsea that I want to beat because of where I grew up. I grew up in the 1970s in an area full of, well, it's a Chelsea area I grew up in. That the majority, the 99% of the people in the area I grew up in supported Chelsea, and their families supported Chelsea, and Chelsea through for generations and generations. And back in them days in the 70s, there was a hardcore NF element at Chelsea, and I didn't like that because obviously my family are from Spain, and I despised the NF that were around in the day. So I supported someone different, and I went and supported Tottenham. And the amount of disagreements banter, uh, that goes with it. For me, Chelsea's a team that I always want to get one over, more so than our neighbours down the road. So even with all the turmoil that we've been going in, and the underperforming, and with all our injuries and everything, absolutely everything that's going on at Tottenham, I still will not back against my side. And I went for the standard, the bog standard that everyone goes for, the 2-1 victories. I just went for the bog standard 2-1, and kept it at that, only because I will never put my team down to lose a game. So I've gone 2-1. As I said, what the lineups will be, we really won't know. We won't know until the lineups are announced what they're going to be. But for me, today's the game that if there's any game I do not want to see a loss in, ever, doesn't have to be just today, ever, it's always going to be the Chelsea game. So I've gone 2-1.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Honestly, Chelsea is I feel like West Ham versus Spurs, Chelsea is my cup final. It's my one game in the calendar I always look for. Drula saying she's gone 3-2. I'm hoping because we're home, it's 3-2 Spurs. And then Daniel saying 2-1 to Chelsea, and that's me being nice as well. Yeah. We're Spurs TV is saying, I'm sorry to bring this energy. You can bring any energy you want here. It's fine. We respect the fact that it's hard for us to think of a win right now. But my prediction is 4-1 Chelsea. Sorry, guys, just can't see us doing it. Yeah, yeah. And then Ben saying, I agree, Jose. I despise Chelsea. Yeah, same here. Like for me, it's just It's embarrassing how many times we lose to Chelsea. It's annoying.
But for me, it's not. It's about the club and their supporters and fans that they had from the 70s. Now, in them days, they were in Division 3 and Division 2, so they weren't even competing with Tottenham back then. So I'm talking, mine is deep rooted, and it's 50 years of deep rootedness of things that happened of me growing up in an area, and that's why it's not about Chelsea since they had Abramovich or anything like that. Mine is deeper rooted. That mine goes back a lot further.
Yeah, I get that. Rinketic is saying 1-7 to Spurs. Well, Rinketic, if that's a scoreline, I will say that you are unlucky and the job is not yours. Because say if you could score 7 against Chelsea, I think that would change everybody's minds. Ben saying if we get embarrassed today, it's going to be a horrible. Oh my god! I'm going to shut social media for a while. Shut social media for a while. Ben Kaufman saying going for a dagel to be positive. What is a dagel?
2-2.
2-2. Oh, right.
Because when we used to do predictions last year, Ash, Brian used to say, if I'm not around, just put me down for 2-2 for every game.
Yeah.
So he used to say, just put me down for a Desmond for every game. So I've changed it, and when we do predictions, I've coined it. The 2-2 people now write Daigle instead of Desmond or 2-2. They just put down Daigle. So on this channel, a 2-2 draw is known as a Daigle.
That's good branding. I mean, saying Spurs 2, Chelsea 4. This result is secondary. What's important is their performance. And then Ben saying, remember my roots, Jose. We have similar reasons for our hatred of Chelsea.
Agreed, Ben. Ben, I know exactly. And as I said, I'm just, for all intents and purposes, my parents were immigrants, if you want, when they came to this country. And it was the way that people were treated back then, don't matter colour, creed, by certain people in society, and it sticks with me, and it will be with me for life.
Yeah, I feel that. We should have Ash on more. Why not? Always up for more Ash.
Ash, if Ash is free, Ash knows she can come on whenever she wants, mate.
Yeah. Chang, your prediction for today's game?
I'm sticking with my 1-1 draw that I made 48 hours earlier on a Friday during my weekend preview over on the perfect match. And if we can even keep the number of goals that we concede to a single goal, that is assuming that we do not give away any other silly free kicks or concede from corners. If we can just keep the number of goals that we concede to 1, and we somehow manage to nick a goal ourselves, I can see this ending 1 apiece, because this is going to be a very tight and a very fiercely contested London derby. So I will stick with my 1-1 draw, and I feel that anything more than a single point later on this evening is going to be a massive bonus for us. Back to you, Miss Ash.
Are you sure?
Yes,
are you sure it's Miss? Are you sure it's Miss Ash?
Well done.
Miss Ashwara Patmaraj.
Daniel saying why results secondary when Ange is in the results business and needs results. Yeah, honestly, for me, I would take the 3 points. No matter how we get it, even if we play like terribly, but if we get 3 points, I would take that all day. Especially since we have to climb up the table a little bit. Everyone's saying hi to each other, and then Ben saying, yes, we need more Ash. Thank you, Ben, because she's incredibly intelligent and amazing person. Now I'm just blushing. Well, coming to my prediction, I don't see how we win this game, but I'm still going to go for a Spurs victory, and I think it's going to be a high scoring game, so I'm going to go 3-2 Spurs. I take some comfort from the fact that we're at home, but it all depends on how the home fans are. If they start the game with being hostile. It's possible that I hope that the players react to that in a really positive way and take that on, because they do bear some responsibility for our performances. But like, if that is the case, I hope that I do still feel like being at home would be better than being away, because Stamford Bridge, then I would lose all hope. Our away form anyway is terrible. No, John, I did realize what you were on
Yeah,
about, but
she
I didn't.
did, John. She did, John. Don't worry about that, mate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I just say that from what Ash just said, I do think the fans will be up for it today, because I have a feeling from when I used to go that Chelsea is a game that the fans get up for, and equally as, if not as on a par with them down the road, it's as close as. And Tottenham always want to get a result against the team from Stamford Bridge. So I would have thought the fans would be absolutely jumping, and being that 12th, 13th, 14th person that we need will be the fans today. And I think the fans will get behind the team and will go and try and scream the boys over the line.
Yeah, I agree. I hope the fans are there and that they're up for it. And Rob is saying,
Yay! Hi, Rob.
yes,
How are you, mate?
how you doing, Rob? It's been a while, I think. Watch out, Palmer FC. Yeah, Palmer FC. Rick, I think you said you're going to the game, Jose. Are you going to the
Not
game?
today. No, not today. I'm not. But I'm just saying, when I used to go to the lane, we always used to be up for Chelsea. Like I said, it's not for me. It's personal. It's nothing to do with anything else, because Chelsea were never really any competition for Tottenham back in the day that I'm talking about. So, it is what
Yep.
it is. What it is.
It is what it is. Yep. And with that, I think we can draw a close to the show. Before we leave, Chang, where can we find you next?
I'm going to be appearing over on the Perfect Match for the post weekend review in 24
Really?
hours. Yes, really.
Okay. And
Yes,
who
really,
you gonna
Jose.
who are you gonna be on with?
Mr. and Mrs. Boxell.
I thought you was gonna say Kate.
Yeah.
I was trying to avoid that. But yeah, in all seriousness, in 24 hours time from now, at noon tomorrow, over in the Perfect Match, I'm going to be doing the post-weekend review. Hopefully, it's one that I'm going to be, being able to show up with a smile on my face, and really am looking forward to tomorrow's show, win, lose or draw, and hopefully we might even get a preview of the Rangers game, assuming, and this really, of all the things I'm hoping for, please no more injuries to any of our players, no more hamstrings or even red cards if possible from between now to the end of December. So yeah, tomorrow at noon, the Perfect Match, that's where I'll be on. Thank you so much for having me again, Senor Garcia, and also Miss Ashwara Patmaraj. It's been a pleasure. The last 90 minutes here on this channel. And again, Jose, if ever Queen Ellie finds herself unavailable, I'm always available to fill in on a Sunday.
Yeah.
The Rinketic left a comment there for you, Chang.
Will you be on Perfect Match with Ash or Kate? I will be on the Perfect Match with Miss Ash.
Or with
And
Cash, apparently.
And then you got Shemtown there.
Not Kate, not Ash, but a new host called Ash.
Cash.
That's smart. That is actually very smart and witty. Thank you for thinking of that, Mr. Shenton. You have actually brightened my day before kickoff. I think kickoff is going to be 4.5 hours from now. If I'm reading this
Yes.
correctly, yeah, it's
Yeah,
going to be
yeah.
4.5 hours at 4:30 p.m. So have yourself a fantastic Sunday ahead, Mr. Shamsan. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow at noon over on the Perfect Match.
Jose, where next on Eltel?
Firstly, thank you, both of you for hosting the show. It's absolutely brilliant. Love Sunday mornings with you two guys. It's a great show, and you know, it goes without saying, you get the appreciation from the people within the chat. What I will say is, for anyone, I've put a couple of comments in there, but for anyone who does play predictions this week, due to Storm Dara, we've had 3 games at least postponed this week, and because of that, I'm gonna be gifting out some gifts to people that took part in the predictions this week. And for those that didn't take part, tough luck. It just means that you're going to have more catching up to do, because I'm going to gift that just as an appreciation for the people that did do it this week. And obviously, Storm Dara has affected our predictions, but that will all be revealed in the show that I do for the predictions. The results. The results show will not take place till either Wednesday or Thursday of next week because of my work commitments. And then obviously the prediction show for next week will be on again on Friday. And apart from that, yeah, that's all I'll be doing because of work. So the prediction show will be either Wednesday or Thursday of next week, the results, and then the show for next week will be on Friday again. And as I said, I've put a comment on the community page to let people know that I've not told them what I'm doing, but I've told them that I'm doing something.
Yeah. So everyone, in an hour, the ladies will be playing Everton. So you might want to tune in for that. And if you're interested, you can also tune into my channel where we cover the WSL, but also Spurs ladies within the WSL. So we're only 6 away from 300. So I would really appreciate the subs.
You've grown really, really quickly. Brilliant.
Yeah, I'm quite happy about it, but hopefully, we get to that 500 mark as soon as possible. So
So for
appreciate
anyone that
it.
hasn't done so already, please go here. It's the channels in the link. Sorry, in the chat, just there, right? And it's important to remember, support every content creator, and by supporting every content creator, you just need to subscribe, whether you watch or not, or whether you go and you hit a like on their stream. Even if you don't watch, just by subscribing, hitting a like, maybe leaving a comment, regardless whether you watch or not, although the watching is the part that people want you to do as well. Just keep supporting these channels. Every channel, puts out content for everybody, and people work hard. I mean, it doesn't matter whose channel it is. People work hard. People give up their time as well to come on to shows and stuff like that, and it's just worth supporting everyone. It means something to every creator, that they're being appreciated and watched, whether it's live, whether it's on playback. Just support. So please, if you haven't done so already, let's get Ash over the 300 mark, and her partner on the show, because there's 2 of you. It's a dual partnership on the show. We just see the face of Ash because we know Ash within our community. But yeah, go and support it. Let's get over the 300 mark for Ash, and push her on. John, good afternoon, John, mate. I hope you are well. Says, I always try to support all channels, but some are impossible. John, I hope you and the family are well, mate. I hope you're all good.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I mean, support the channels that you want to support. There's no um force involved, but I really hope y'all support my channel because we do work hard. Uh,
If
I'm
I
stuck in
bring,
the middle of nowhere,
yeah,
and I still make content. So
if I bring back the mop up shows, John, that's at 10 p.m. in the evenings. If I bring back the mop up shows when I'm less busy with work, then that's a day that you can come on, John, because John can only come on when there's watershed times, because John's a very colourful person when it comes to using his colourful language.
hey,
I hope you're well, John. I hope you're well. And I hope you're feeling
I'm
better
with
as well,
John
John,
on
because
this
I know
one, honestly. I'm with
Yeah.
John on this one. It's hard to stop, like especially with Spurs, the form they're in. I'm a cursor, so all the language comes out. Anyway, with that, we come to the end of the show. And as always, come on, you Spurs. Hope you all have an amazing rest of your weekend, and hope we get that victory.
And also, what I was going to say is that if you haven't liked the stream, please like it on the way out. And also, thank you today to Spurs GCTV for using his 5-month member chat, and also for Peter Kagayas for gifting out 5 Tel Cockerel memberships during the show. I know that a couple of people that got the memberships did come in and say thank you to Peter. And the 5 that they were gifted out to were people that are regulars of the show. So I think Nita came in and said thank you, and I think Side Dancer said thank you. But there was 3 other people that were gifted as well that are regulars of the show. So thank you very much, Peter, for sponsoring today's show.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Peter. So with that, we come to the end of the show. Bye-bye. And as always, come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs. Come on, you Spurs.
In the big Ange, I and we trust.